I once was giving a talk and about forgiveness, and I think forgiveness and expectation kind of go together, and I was talking about forgiveness, and somebody at the back of the room kind of put their hand up and said, and you could see the feeling coming from them. They said, but don't some people not deserve to be forgiven? And you could just see in the moment, that clearly this was somebody who had somebody else do something very painful to them in their life. It just kind of, I spoke to them later, and that was what it was about. But you could see just the way they asked the question, just the way they felt about it, that was kind of what was going on. And that some people just shouldn't be forgiven. You just don't have the right to forgive some people. They don't deserve it. And it just kind of came to me in the moment. I said, that's true. Maybe you're right. Let's say you're right. Maybe some people don't deserve to be forgiven, but surely you deserve to forgive, because forgiveness is such a beautiful feeling from the forgiver, not from the forgiven. Letting go is such a beautiful feeling from the one who lets go, not the one who is let go of. Not holding on, not holding on to bad feeling is such a nice feeling for the person that lets go of the bad feeling. Mm-hmm. And so, when you start getting into expectations, that limits your ability to see this. That limits your ability to see the potential of letting go, of not holding on to something, of not being, feeling that it has to be a certain way or the other person has to behave a certain way, which limits your ability to enjoy the relationship. And I've seen that as we've gone on in our relationship, I know from my perspective, and I from Chana's, it looks that way to me as well, is that our expectations have just gone down and down and down. And corresponding to that, our feeling of love and our feeling of connection has gone up and up and up. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think that's an accident. I think those two things are very, very strongly related.
So he gets away with everything now.
And so does she. Yeah, very good. I don't know how we're doing time-wise, and I don't know if there's any questions here. I did just want to say that, firstly, if I can just give a little plug for a couple of things. We're going to be in New York in 10 days' time, doing a 2-day seminar there on relationships. So if you're interested in hearing more, please come along to that. I think it's been out in the 3BGC mailing, so you can find it there. And then
we should have given it the title, "How to Be a Doormat, Be Okay with It."
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. We'll do that next time. How to be okay with being a doormat. No. How to love being a doormat.
Oh, okay.
How being a doormat can be the most beautiful experience in the world. And then we have our conference. The kind of the Three Principles conference here in London, and we're hoping to have 1,000 people this year. We were certainly ahead of last year, and we had 800. So really hoping that'll be the case. That's to me a real milestone in the history of the Three Principles. To have a conference with that many people there, and it's Life 2.0. It's called Life 2.0, and it means kind of the theory behind it, or the kind of theme behind it, is that rebooting life, in the same way as you can reboot a computer, and it's the same operating system, only it kind of starts again. So that's what, in my mind, the Three Principles do for a person's life. It's exactly the same operating system. It just got to go all a bit into loops and messes and confusion. Then you reboot it, and it kind of all starts afresh. You get to start again. And that's what the principle is about. You get to start again. And so that's the theme we're going to talk about. We're going to have a track of relationships 2.0, how you get to start again, and business 2.0, how you get to start again. Everything. It's when you have these principles of understanding kind of behind what you do, it's all the same stuff, only it kind of clears out the mess and freshens it all up and lets you start brand new and lets you start again. And that's kind of what it's about. So that's in May, and if people can make it, I know probably a lot of you are over the other side of the pond, but if you guys can get here, it's going to be great. And last chance for questions if anybody wants. Anything else to say?
There's one little thing I want to say.
Thought you might.
I just wanted to say that, to me, because often I'm always a bit, I know my husband chose the topic of expectation, and I'm always a bit nervous giving a talk of expectation, because I find just through our teaching and just through the relationship classes that we do, that expectation could be quite tricky for people, and sometimes people get upset and reactive and misunderstand what we're trying to say. And I just wanted to say that one of the things that I found through letting go and understanding the nature of expectation and understanding, I guess, even more so the nature of just the human experience and how people work, what I found in my relationship that's been so helpful, as I've kind of got less attached to my expectations or just understood the nature of them better, is that I started to remain longer in nice feeling. I stopped getting as worked up and upset as often as I used to, and so my good feeling would stay for a little bit longer, and because of that, I would be able to sometimes listen better, ask more, get curious. So because I wasn't so attached or committed, and I kind of, but at the same time, I wasn't upset because of that, I was able, the quality of my conversations in relationships has evolved and changed dramatically because I maintained good feeling for longer than I used to. And so because of that, there was more curiosity and more kind of trying to see the innocence or understand better. And it's so amazing what happens through that, and how just that in itself starts to let you see things differently and understand things better, and just settle kind of a thought that you were really committed to because that's how you saw it, or that's what it meant to you. So I know that to me there's something extremely valuable in kind of looking at the nature of that and kind of just keeping the ball in your court, so that you could evolve and develop and having better and better relationships.
Great. Well, thank you, Bonnie, and thank you, 3PGC. We're very grateful for the opportunity to share.
Thank you both so much. I really enjoyed this conversation. I always enjoy the conversations that I'm fortunate enough to have with the two of you. It's only been a few, but whenever we talk, I feel what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Feel that connection that you're talking about. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.